Yep, that's me. You may be wondering, girl, what's with the books? Well, you see, I love to read, and in order to be able to afford books and, I don't know, food and rent, I have to thrift my books, which I have been documenting here on my YouTube channel, and it's been a lot of fun. So here we are. Yes, I'm doing another thrifting video, but this time there's a twist. I'm making this a challenge, so I will go into each thrift store and have 5 minutes to go and browse the store and see what we can find, and then only 2 minutes to go and grab whatever books I can get. Whatever books I grab in those 2 minutes are the books I'll be walking out of the thrift store with, no exceptions at all, so I'll have to hurry and find as many books as I can in those 2 minutes. It sounds easy, but I actually think that this is gonna be a little bit harder than I first anticipated. So let's get started. Okay, I'm here in the parking lot outside of our very first thrift store. It's not open yet. There's actually a line of people standing outside the store waiting for them to open the doors, and there is a huge windstorm happening right now, so I'm gonna stay in here. I do have a few books I am like hoping to find. I'm hoping to find Powerless by Lauren Roberts. That one's a pretty new book, so I don't know if it'll be here. I'm also hoping to find a couple of the Harry Potter books and some Hunger Games. I have the first book, but I don't have any of the other ones. Anything from Lord of the Rings, really. I don't know. I would love to find those if possible, but I don't know if we will. This is a donation-based thrift store, so it's all just based off of what people have donated. So we'll see what they have here. It looks like they just opened the doors. People are walking inside. So let's go see what we can find. We have 5 minutes of browsing and then 2 minutes to actually pick out the books. The sky is so gray. It's crazy how gray it is. And then over here it's like blue. Time to go. I just found Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies. That one looks like it's gonna be a good one. And I just found The Hunger Games and Mockingjay. These are like different unique versions, so I think we might try to get these. Okay, my 5 minutes are up. I found some pretty good books, I think. So we have 2 minutes now to go back and try to remember where they all are, and hopefully also pick up some other things along the way. Okay, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. This is stressful. Oh my gosh, it's so windy. We got him. We're at Savers. This one's one of my favorite thrift stores. This is also in a nicer area, so the books usually are a little bit nicer in condition, so we'll see what we can find. Books, libros. Okay. This one is a little bit more organized because it's kind of all organized based off of genre, so I think that'll be easier, but we'll go ahead and start the 5 minutes of browsing right now. Okay. 5 minutes has started. Let's see what we can find. This is so stressful. I do not have time to go through all of this. And I have like 2 minutes left. Just under a minute left. We gotta hurry. Okay, ready, set, go. And the wind is just picking up out there. I'm wearing this flowy shirt and it is just flying all over the place, unfortunately. That trip was super successful. Savers always comes in clutch. They always have really good books there. Anyway, I'm super excited to show you guys everything we got from there, but I have one more thrift store we're gonna go to, and then we can show you guys everything that we got. And this next thrift store is the biggest one. It's gonna be the hardest one to get through in 2 minutes. Hey, look at those mountains. They're so pretty. We're here though. Okay, we're here now at 2nd and Charles. This has become my absolute favorite thrift store for books. It's a completely secondhand bookstore. is gonna be hard to do in 2 minutes. I have so many books that I bought, it's actually kind of ridiculous. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. How many do we even have here? Let's see. There's 24 books here, which is crazy. There's so many, but I'm so excited to start talking to you guys about the ones that we picked up. So let's quickly do our little book haul. Okay, so starting off with this stack. This is what I picked up from Second and Charles. So it's a used bookstore, but it kind of feels like a Barnes & Noble vibe. They have tons of books that are brand new as well, and usually everything that's used is still in very, very good condition. If you guys remember in my last thrifting video, I found the first 5 Harry Potter books at the thrift store, and I still need to find the last 2, but I did find the last, like the actual last one, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I got this from Second and Charles for $6.95. I also picked up Funny You Should Ask by Eliza Sussman. I just really liked the cover of this. I thought it looked really, really cute. It was in the romance section, no idea what it's about, but this was also $8.50. This I think was the most expensive book out of everything that we picked up today. And the last thing I picked up from Second and Charles was 2 more of the Lord of the Rings books. I have the first one that I thrifted. I don't know if it was in the last video or just in my personal thrifting, but I still needed the second and the third one. So this one, it was $4.95, and then this one was $2.95. So these are the second and the third part of the Lord of the Rings. I think it's a trilogy, so we have those now. I still have never read the books, but I'm hoping to read them soon, so I'm excited to be able to kind of finish out this series now. There is actually a really, really cute set on Amazon that I really want to buy that are kind of like miniature, that are the 3 Lord of the Rings books and then The Hobbit. I think it's super, super cute. Hint, hint, my birthday's coming up soon, Mom. Okay, moving on with this stock. This is one that I got from the DI, and I actually scored at the DI. I got so many books there. We have Charlotte Bronte, Jane Eyre. Is the book Charlotte Bronte or is the book Jane Eyre? Either way, I got this book. I thought it looked nice. I recognized Jane Eyre at least, so figured I'd pick that up. Oh my gosh, I have to sneeze. If you guys have been paying attention, I have been talking about wanting to find the Hunger Games series. I actually already had the first Hunger Games book that I found at the DI a couple of months ago, and every time I go, I always see the first book in the series, but I'm never really able to find the second or the third one, and I did find the first and the third one in this kind of cool, like, paperback, so I actually picked both of them up, and I'll probably just have to order the second one so that way it matches. But I did find the second one in like a hardback copy, but again, it just didn't match, and I want them to match, which I know is so silly, but either way, we found those 2. I also found 13 Reasons Why. I have seen the show, at least I saw the first season however long ago that it came out, and I figured might as well get the book that the show was based off of. We also found The Love of My Life by Rosie Walsh. The only reason I got this was because of the pink. And then I also grabbed The Giver by Lois Lowry. I absolutely love this book. I think it's so good, so I just figured I might as well just have it in my repertoire of the library books as well. Okay, and moving on, the rest of this is all stuff that I got from Savers, I believe. The first thing that I saw when I was there doing my 5-minute browse is that I saw this like little series, and I didn't realize until just now that 1's paperback and 2 is hardback, which again is probably gonna bother me a little bit because it doesn't quite match, but honestly, it doesn't matter. This is called The Hollow. I think it's the Hollow series, or the Hollow trilogy. There's 3 books. We have The Hollow, we have The Haunted, and then we have The Hidden. Don't know what they're about. Let me quickly read what this says. Also, this was $2.99, so if anyone cares. It's in a town called Sleepy Hollow. Some girl falls in love, but this guy's like super dangerous. I think it's like a romantic fantasy potentially. Not quite sure. Again, I like literally did not have time to even like look at these or like read the inside or anything. So I just liked that it was like a cute little trilogy or a little series here. So I'm hoping that it will actually be really good. If you guys have read the series, let me know. It's by Jessica Berde. So let me know in the comments below. I know last time I did a thrifting video, there was a series that I found and everybody was like telling me in the comments it was so good. So let me know. Moving on to this stack, we have Crazy Rich Asians. This is the one I saw at the last minute. I ran and grabbed it as fast as I could. We have Paradise. This is by Toni Morrison and was part of Oprah's book club and also won the Nobel Prize for Literature, so I thought that meant it had to be good. We have this one. It's called The Time to Kill by John Grisham. This one was a New York Times bestseller. And then this one's actually a book of the month pick because you can see right here that it's a book of the month book, but it's called Fiona and Jane by Jean Chen Ho. So literally, again, don't know what it's about, but we'll find out. Moving on to this stack. This one was funny because I kind of at the last minute found the horror section of Savers, and so they had a ton of Stephen King, and I didn't have time to like look through all of them, but I just grabbed one. This one's called The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King, so I'm excited to read this. We also have Percy Jackson and the Olympians. My sister-in-law was actually telling me that I needed to start reading this series. I've been watching the Disney Plus series of it, and I don't really like the Disney Plus series, but it's still good. But I've heard the books are so good, and so I decided to pick up the first book in this series to see what I think of it. I think I'll like it a lot. I'm sure I would have loved it when I was younger, like in middle school potentially, but I'm sure it'll still be good now. And then we also have The Reading List by Sarah Nisha Adams. This is what it looks like. I didn't even realize like the inside, like they have, the book is definitely torn up. The pages are all kind of ruined, but that's okay. It's a used book, so you kind of have to expect that. Whoa, what is this? I don't even know. I thought this was just part of like the book, like it was like also a messed up page. But on here, it looks like somebody's book list, because it has like books and then it has authors, I think. That's kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool. Maybe finding these books and reading them. That'd be really interesting. And moving on to our last stack. I think this is also all this is from the DI as well. First book, I saw this right when I was about to finish our challenge at the DI, and it's just a book called Brittany. But it's spelled the way that I spell my name, so of course I had to pick it up. I actually think that I have read this book before. This one doesn't have the dust jacket on it, so it's literally just like the regular cover. It's ripped on the inside, but I think I read this a long time ago. Yeah, because it's a Christian book, I think, because it talks about BYU on the very first page, and BYU is a church school for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So we'll get to that eventually, I'm sure, but I just had to pick it up because it was my name, and maybe I'll find like a cute dust jacket or something to put over this. I also grabbed The Game of Hope by Sandra Gulland. This looks kind of like a little bit of a Regency romance just based off of the color. I don't typically go for Regency romance, but when I saw the side like this, I thought, oh, that looks interesting, and I just grabbed it and put it in my basket. So again, I totally just judged this book by the spine. I have The Sunday Philosophy Club by Alexander McCall Smith. I picked up an Alexander McCall Smith book in my last thrifting video. Somebody commented that the Alexander McCall Smith was a really fun author. They really enjoyed them. So I'm excited to read this one. Again, literally have no idea what it's about. I picked this one because of the author, and I thought that the cover was really cute. And the last book we picked up is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies by Jane Austen and Seth Grahame-Smith. I'm excited to read this because I really want to start reading some of the Jane Austen novels. I've actually never read her novels before, so I might wait to read this one until after I actually read Pride and Prejudice. But I have heard about it. I've heard it's really interesting, a little kooky, and I'm just excited to read it. So that's what this one is. It's a New York Times bestseller. I've heard so much about it, so I'm really excited to get through this one. Well, you guys, that's it. That is all 24 books that I picked up from the thrift store. I had a lot of fun thrifting all this today. I will say this challenge was really hard with the time limit, especially at Second and Charles because the bookstore is just so large. I really like having time to browse the sections and look at everything and really take my time in like picking out the books that I want and reading the backs and kind of like reading a couple of pages in the book to see if I like it or not. So this one was just really basing everything off of judging a book by its cover, judging a book by the author. If I liked the author, then I would just grab it because I wanted to have enough books for this video, and I really do like thrifting. I will say though, like it did make me kind of prioritize. Like when I saw a book that I knew that I wanted, like the Harry Potter book, and it was like at a good price, I just grabbed it. I didn't even really look at it. I just grabbed what I wanted. I knew that I wanted some more Lord of the Rings stuff, so I was actually really surprised that I was able to find things that I wanted within the time frame that I was given. I remember looking at books when I was browsing and going, oh, like that's a book that I want to get, I have to remember that. And then when it came time for my 2 minutes, I just passed over it because I couldn't remember where the book was, or I couldn't remember that that was a book that I had picked. So I think next time I'd also maybe write down the book names on like my notes app or something so I remember where the books are or what books I want to find. But regardless, this was still a really, really fun challenge. I had a lot of fun. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and comment down below.
ideas for a book thrifting challenge. I really do think they're a lot of fun to do, so I'd love to get more ideas from all of you guys. And if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and comment let's do a book emoji again. I know we do book emojis quite a bit, but we'll do a book emoji so that way I can see who's all here in the comments. And I will see you guys all in my next video very soon. Bye.